Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. We are continuing on with the setups for my 2024 planners, and today I am doing my work Hobonichi Weeks. So these are the planner or planners that I will be using for my work tasks, whether that be for my Dandelion Diaries, my personal work, social media, etc. As usual with these videos, I will have timestamps down below for any specific section of the book itself, how I'm doing things, and the flip through at the end, in case you only want to see certain portions of the video. This will be a very long video. I just want to say that now, so make sure you have a cup of water, tea, coffee, soda, whatever you like to drink. Maybe grab a snack, or you can always plan along with me and set it up as you go. I always think it's fun to set up books with other people through YouTube. I don't know. I kind of find it a fun practice. But before I get into the setup, I kind of want to do a little bit of a, I guess, overview of what I intend to use these for, because this may seem like a lot to some people. So originally, when I was going to go for my 2024 work planner, I wanted to use this notebook. So this is a Sterling ink 520 page notebook that I had originally set up as a bullet journal style book. So I went ahead and I actually have a video, I think, of how I set this up on my channel, but I set it up for 2024, all the months with my calendar, the index pages, the monthly overview pages, monthly page, and then weekly setups as well. And then the way I laid it out was I would have daily pages after the weekly section, which is kind of like how my brain works. But my problem with this going into 2024 now is I don't really feel like I'm gonna have the time to bullet journal every single week, every single month. Basically lay out all of the spreads that I would need in this book. I love that I would be able to use this as like a book for both options that I'm trying to do with this, where they're like work planner and social media, but I don't think I'm going to have the time to set all of this up, and overall this needs to be more functional for me than artistic, because it's work. I mean, it's not going to be something I'm sharing with anybody. It's going to be really messy, minimal, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to leave this to the side for 2024, even though I set it up for 2024. Don't worry, I will still use this. I'm not a person that just gets rid of notebooks after I write one page in them. I use them as scratch notes, ink swatches, testing, stickers, all that kind of stuff. So this will probably just end up becoming a junk journal, or I may redate it at some point since I did set up a month in it already. But I'm putting the bullet journal option to the side, and this is what I'm going to go with instead. So because of the bullet journal option being a little too daunting for what I want to do for 2024, I went ahead and picked up a Hobonichi Weeks Mega in the Japanese version, because I wanted to make sure that it would be laid out the same way that I want it laid out, which is, you know, the monthly calendar at the front, calendex, monthlies, weeklies, and although the dailies won't be directly after the week, this should have enough pages for me that I can still do daily task lists and anything else that I would need in the back, because it is the Mega version, has lots of notes pages. The only downside to this being a smaller book than the original bullet journal that I was working with is I'm probably going to need to use a second book for all of the social media stuff that I do. So I am a very avid poster, I would say, on YouTube, Instagram, my community, and I also have a Facebook group, and I like to keep track of everything that I do with those things. In addition to any affiliates or ambassador programs that I'm a part of, I like to make sure I'm on top of all of the things that I need to get done to make sure that those products are still being promoted in the professional way that I like to impose them on. So I needed more space than the Hobonichi Weeks Mega could get me, so ergo, second Hobonichi Weeks. This was actually the Hobonichi Weeks that I decided to get first. I was planning on using this as a journal sometime down in the line. I wasn't even planning on using it for 2024. I just really wanted to get this cover because I had the one for 2023 and loved it so much. But here we are. It's going to be used actually in 2024, and I'm not going to have to redate it, which is going to be nice. So all of that being said, I will have two Hobonichi Weeks for my work setup kind of thing. And therefore, we're going to be setting up 2 Hobonichi Weeks in this video. So I'm going to start with the Mega because I feel like that one's going to take the longest. But when I do the flip through, I'm going to flip through both of them together at the end of the video. So let's just go ahead and get started with the Mega. So I do plan on putting a clear cover on it, but I'm going to leave it open for now. For the opening page, I actually want to do this where it's covered in a scrapbook paper. So I went to my local, I think Michael's, could have been Hobby Lobby. I'm honestly not really sure. They're right next to each other where I live. And I went to their sale section for scrap paper or scrapbook paper. So these books originally are like 20 bucks. And since it is past the season, they were selling them for $5. And they have tons and tons and tons of paper options. So if you wanted to pick something up that's near you, I highly recommend checking out your local craft store to see if they have any fun papers that you would like to use. I'm going to try to keep this pretty neutral, and I had one I think I picked out already. Let me see if I can find it. So I was thinking of using this kind of like neutral gray-green grid squares because I felt like it matched the gray a little bit better and would look okay from the inside. So what I'm going to do is, I think, use this one. I love the prints in this book as well, but I think I want to stick with something a bit neutral because if I make it too busy, I'm not going to want to use it. Okay, so this is a double-sided sheet, so I'm only going to show this side. But what I'm going to do is basically take a pencil and mark where I need to cut. And this is going to be bigger than what I actually need. But I'm going to take this paper trimmer, and I'm going to try to do as much of this on camera as I can, but the camera frame is only so big and my desk is only so big. So I may have to pull away at some point. Okay, so now that I have done that, bring back the weeks here. This is much too big still. Don't worry, we're going to trim it down a little bit. But I want to line it up as best I can with the edge. Again. And I'd say that is pretty darn close. So it's still a little tall, so I'm going to cut it one more time just to make sure that it is a good length. And I'd say that's close enough for what I want. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is round the corners. So this is a corner rounder that I got off of Jet Pens. And you basically just slip in the sheet of paper, punch down, and it rounds the corner for you. And it has 3 sizes. I'm using the small size. And, oh, wrong direction. I'd say that is almost perfect. So with that, I'm going to take my tape runner and run the tape on the back. All right, and then I'm going to start by putting it in the crease first. And then laying it down. I'm just going to give it a good press to make sure it adhered all the way around. And there she is. All right. So that's actually almost everything I'm going to do to the front. I only want to include the pocket Just because my cover situation for this, yes, I want to put it in this clear cover, but I'm in search of a leather cover that will hold 2 Hobonichi Weeks. I have talked to Sojourner and she is willing to make me one, so I'm going to try that. I did get lots of other options suggested to me, and all are very great. There was actually one on Amazon that was like $7 that I'm going to try as well. But for now, I just want to make sure I have at least one little pocket in the front in case I can't use a clear cover with whatever cover I end up going with. Okay, so moving on into the next page here, I am going to clip this just so it stays down since it's freshly adhered. I am going to hopefully use some of these vinyls for the front. So this 2024 Bookish sticker is from my shop. This is a clipping from a London Gifties PET tape. This is from a Sticky Club order. I honestly don't remember which month it's from. And then this is one of the affirmations stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. So I'm thinking let me play around with the stickers for a minute so I can figure out how I want to position these. Okay, so change of plans. I think I'm going to do what I did with my Hobonichi cousin, and that is I'm going to do a wallpaper kind of deal. So I'm going to cut out this PET tape. This is from the washi tape shop. This is the Letters de Anton tape, I believe. There's a couple on there like this. They are fabulous. But I'm going to use, I think, this one first. And I'm just going to lay it down on the back so it has background. And I'm not going to measure it totally to the thing. And then I'm basically just going to cut a few strips of this one because this one has backing. It's a little bit easier to work with. One, two. Okay, I think 3 will be enough. Okay, so I'm going to take my clip off and we're going to do this side first. And I'm basically just going to stick it down a little bit, hanging off the edges. Okay, so now that all of that's on, I'm only going to use, I think, the 2024 sticker and the coffee or I am smart. Or maybe I'll do it like this. I think I'm only going to use 2 stickers on top. Actually, no, I kind of like all 3 of them on there. Or I could do like that in the middle, maybe. I like it better in the middle. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. So I'm going to lay the Coffee Monsters Co. one on the corner and then the Sticky Club one on the corner. And then I'm going to cut this line from my shop in half and stick it down in the center here. All right. Okay, so I think I'm done with the front pages now. So the first actual planning page here is the year at a glance. And I plan on using this page mainly for my dandelion diaries and the different release and sale dates that I do. So I have 2 dot markers here. I have a gray, this one is called grayish green, and then this one is called pale turquoise. I think they're a little too close in color based on what I did here, so I'm going to keep the grayish green one, but I'm going to use another color. What's this one? This one's called pale rose. That'll work. So we'll do green and yeah, green and rose. And I'm basically going to cover up some of the top parts here with the Japanese writing. So I did get the Japanese versions of these books just because that's what I'm used to, and I can easily ignore a lot of the other things going on the page. But I probably should have got them in English, honestly, but that's okay. So I'm going to use this skinny washi from the washi tape shop. Again, just to help cover up and decorate a little bit. And I do plan on using this for future planning, so I'm not going to cover up any of the future months for 2025. I actually like to utilize this page to look back on like previous years and then also plan for future years, so I don't cover up any of the dates, at least for my work planner. All right, now that those are down, I am going to use one more thing here, and that is these stickers. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. This is from Erin Condren notebooks from like 6 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, I just like them because they're white and they have gold foiling and they're pretty. So that's what I use them for, is to just cover things up and write what I want on them. And I'm going to cover up the years and write my own years because I don't like the font necessarily. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I'm just being extra with this, if I'm being honest. But if it's something I look at every single day, I want it to bring me some semblance of joy. And I'm going to take my Tombow Fudenosuke brush and the hard tip to write out those years. Right. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave my little flag here with the color dots that I have. And then I will go back probably later when I start using this in December/January. I will go back and I will actually put the dots on the dates. I'm not going to share right now what I plan on using or what I plan on doing in terms of release and sales and things like that. The next section is the calendar or Calendex index page here. This one's always a challenge for me to use in the weeks because it's so skinny. So since I plan on using this for mainly my dandelion diaries and for my work tasks, I wanted to use this as more of a sales tracker. So every day I'll write in if I make a sale, how much it was, just in like a more financial type of thing. And then on the top here, I'm going to do the week numbers. So I'll start with like week 1 through 4, week 5 through 10, however many weeks are each month. I'll write the week number and then I'll write down the sales total per that week at the top. Again, I'm going to use some skinny washi from the washi tape shop. This is from the 20 skinny roll bundle. I like it because it fits on the outer rims of the pages and just adds an extra bit of pizzazz, I guess. It's not necessary by any means, but again, I want it to look pretty because it's something I look at every single day. Okay, I'm going to take my Energel Clenna here and I'm going to kind of divvy out how I'm going to do January. I'm only going to show January for the camera and then I'll end up setting up the rest of this stuff on my own just because I don't want this video to be any longer than it really has to be. But I am going to write down total on this side here because this last bottom row will be the total for each month. And then I'm going to use this top line here and write down sales. I wrote salsy. Sometimes I really, really dislike my brain. Dang it. I did end up ordering the washi tape that is like white out, but it is not here yet. How thick is this? That look weird. Well, I'm gonna stick down this sticker to cover it up because it says salsy, which is like, what the heck, Danielle? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And then I'm gonna write sales. Which will be fine because I know there's not like 5 weeks or anything in January or in February, so that'll work. Okay, and that's pretty much it for this section. It's going to be just a lot of pen writing, hopefully by the end of the year. Then moving on into the monthly sections. So this is where I'm actually going to use I guess more stickers. I don't plan on actually doing any planning on this video for you guys. It's mainly just set up, again, because this is like work related and I like to keep my work pretty private. So it's, yeah. I'm just going to use the script monthly stickers from my shop and put them on each of the sidebars here. So my sheet usually comes with 2 Januaries and 2 Decembers just because most planners have 14 months versus 12. I have 1 January that I already used for product photos, so we're going to just be setting up December to December, but that's okay. I do offer these in clear matte and also white matte. These are the clear matte version. So there is still 3 more months in this planner, January, February, and March. By the time I get my 2025 planners, I will likely have already started moving into them. So I'm not going to set up the last 3 months, but I do forward planning in my work planner just because I feel like it helps me stay on track of things if I have things planned out in the future. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for the monthlies. The way I'm going to use my monthlies is I will basically have any work tasks or events. I also will track any bills that I have according to my business, whether it be Shopify, shipping payments, anything related to purchasing sticker paper, anything like that. And then I also will track my business packages. So whether I get things delivered from UPS, if we have a pickup, if we have a drop off, whatever, it'll go on these pages. Then I'm going to go ahead and move into the weekly section here. So for the weekly section, I usually use this just as like a daily task list. It's very plain. I will also have a column on this side, which is what I use for different deadlines that I have. So if I have something due, I'll write it on the side so it like stands out. And then for the rest of the open space, it's usually like a big master list of stuff that I need to get done for the week. Again, I'm not really going to set this section up. I do this like every week. It's part of like a ritual practice where I sit down for 10 minutes, decide what I need to get done, etc., etc. But I am going to add tabs to this planner. So you've probably realized with my planner systems, I like tabs a lot. So I am going to be using my planner tabs from my shop. These are the grayscale ones. This is a gray planner. I felt like the grayscale was the best option that I had in my shop. There are other companies like the Coffee Monsters Co. that makes gray tabs that would do well with this too. I just didn't have any, and since I already had these, I'm going to use them. Also, I'm going to cut this really quick because it won't lay down flat enough yet, and I don't want to have to fight it while I do tabs. Okay, so I'm going to start with the monthly tab on here. And if you haven't watched me do tabs yet on my channel, I'll do a brief demonstration, but I do like to kind of speed through this process because it does take a while. But the way my tabs work is they have a split in the center here that makes them very easy to fold. And they are non-removable, but you can put them on your finger and de-sticky them a little bit in case you need to reposition. But they line up with the little edge. So whatever color is on the bottom is considered the edge of the tab. And then it just sticks down like this, and you would fold it over. I'm going to line them all up like I did with my Hobonichi cousin before I fold them over, just because I find that's easier in case I do need to reposition them in any kind of way. And I'm going to leave the section in the beginning here, the first few weeklies, as just the weekly tab. I could mark it as December twice, so like have a December at the top and a December at the bottom of the planner, but I really just want to have weekly, and then I'm going to go January through December. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this process, so I will be back in a minute. If you're interested in watching how I actually lay out tabs for like 10 minutes, I actually have a whole video that I dedicated to tabs where I'm just putting on tabs in a planner, and you can watch that if you're interested. Okay, so I got all of the tabs kind of lined up how I want them. Now I'm going to go back through and fold them over. And then we will have them all completely on. Alrighty, and there we have all of the tabs. Yay! Okay, so I may end up adding a second set of tabs in the back when I do my daily pages back here, but for now, I'm good with just having the one set on the weekly tabs. So the last things that I will, I guess, talk about in this setup video is the notes pages. I do plan on mainly using these as a daily list making kind of situation, but I will also have an inbox. And so what an inbox is basically a total list of anything coming in that either is ideas, things that need to get done, whatever. And I plan on using that in here because it is going to be a place where if you guys suggest any videos you want to see, or if I get any requests for anything, I will have a section that I can dedicate strictly as an inbox. But since I don't necessarily know how many pages I'm going to need for that, I'm going to start from the back. So the back of the book will start with my inbox, and I'm going to go from right to left versus left to right. It might be a little confusing, but this is the best way that I can use all the pages and not, I guess, fear that I'm going to run out of pages for my inbox, because I feel like that's something I would need more room for than dailies sometimes. And again, I'm just going to kind of keep this pretty plain, but I do want to include a little bit of pretty because that's who I am. So I'm taking some more of that Washi Tape Shop Skinny Washi that is stripy with the gold foiling. And so now I will basically form the list starting here and go this way until I get to whatever page I need to get to. So the last couple of pages in here are the kind of random pages that Hobonichi includes in the back of the book. And this is the My 100 page. I plan on using this personally for a list of design ideas for my dandelion diaries. I'm not super set yet, so I'm going to leave it blank for now, but I do want to leave my little reminder here. It's either going to be designs, or I could also write down my YouTube videos here, but since I'm doing my YouTube videos in my Hobonichi cousin, I feel like the designs would be a better option. And then this is the interview with myself page, I believe, and I plan on using this as a monthly themes. So I have a goal for 2025 to come out with monthly things, whether it be kits, stickers, whatever, and I want them each to have a theme. So I want to start working on it in 2024 so I have enough time to make sure it's ready for 2025. That's what I plan on using that page for. The rest of these pages are pretty useless to me, honestly. I may end up covering them up using them as test pages, whatever. But I am going to put my personal notes in the back just so that way if anybody finds my planner, they can return it to me. Okay, so one of the last two things I'm going to do is remove the freaking bookmarks. I detest these things. I don't use them. So I showed this in my Hobonichi cousin video, but I'll show it again here. I put the planner on its top like this, so each of the spine, like the covers, are open. I hold onto the book itself and the other bookmarks in my hand. So I'll either wrap them around my fingers, just hold them in my hand really tight, whatever works. And then basically you just pull up with force and wiggle, and they come unglued. So as you can see, they just have a little bit of glue that holds them in. I like to pull them out versus cutting them because the cut leaves a little bit of a fray mark at the top and that annoys me. So pulling them out is just much easier for me. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to match the back cover pages like I did the front cover pages. So I'm going to take the scraps from that piece of scrapbook paper and kind of match it up as best I can. Obviously, since these are two separate pieces, it's going to be harder to match the pattern, but I think I can make it work just fine. If I can just line up where the grid starts, I'll be perfectly all right. Okay. And then to match up the grid here, actually, can I match it higher? Okay, yeah. Okay, so before I cut the other piece, I just want to make sure that this piece is close enough. And it is. So I'm going to take an eraser and just erase my pencil marks. Alrighty. And then I'm going to basically cut another piece about this size from this other scrap sheet since I can't fold it over like I did with the front covers. So this should be close enough to the same size. Okay, I need to trim it just a little bit more. So I'm going to mark it on the other side this time. Just so it fits. And then this side should fit almost the same as well. I need to do, honestly, I could probably just trim off that one side. Where the lines already are. These should match up almost perfectly. Almost. Do I have them on the right sides? I feel like that's better. Okay, so I'm going to cut the corners. All right, and then I'm going to glue them down. And I'm just going to do one side at a time since they're not connected. Alrighty. Alright, so that is it for the Hobonichi Weeks Mega for 2024. I am going to go ahead and put the clear cover on it just to help protect it. This is the Starry Nights, I think. I think it's the Starry Nights one. Alrighty, she is on and ready to go. So the last thing that I am going to do is actually put an elastic around this, just because with the scrapbook paper on both sides, it is really stiff to stay closed. It will wear down over time. Both sides I did cut. Same with the washi here. It is cut, so it'll crease over time. It's just going to take some getting used to for the book itself. But I do like this look a lot better than the actual Hobonichi colors. So, like I said, I'm going to put a band around this. So this is the rivet band from the Hobonichi website. It's part of their accessories. They have a bunch of different colors. I think this one's like the blue and yellow. I wrap it around this way so it's extra tight, but lots of people wrap it around the other way. There are two different sizes, and I do not remember which size this one is, so I apologize. But I am going to leave this book alone for now, and I'm going to move into the other book that I'm setting up today, which is this Hobonichi Weeks, which is for my social media planning. Okay, so for the second Hobonichi Weeks, this is the one I plan on using mainly for social media. And I want to do a similar setup, but not quite the same. So I still want to do something to cover up these pages because I just really don't vibe with the cream hobo text. So I want to use the washi tape that I used for my 2023 Common Planner that I did the washi dashboard in that. And this is from Leela Journals. So this is, I believe it's called the White Rose and Butterfly washi tape. She has it in a few sizes. This is the wide version, but I thought it would look really pretty with this cover because they're both kind of like neutral florally. I don't know. I feel like it would be a nice continuation. So I wanted to kind of set this up the same way. And washi tape is much more forgiving than PET tape. So if you wanted to do something like this, but you don't want to use the PET tape version of whatever you have, you can always look out for the washi tape shop. They have definitely the washi versions of a lot of their stuff. And then other shops will sometimes have a washi tape version versus a PET tape version. It's really up to you. You can always loosen the PET tape on your skin as well. And that can help with the lay down process. And I'm going to just continue doing that all the way up. All right, I think that looks so pretty. Again, to help with the cover closing, I am going to go ahead and just cut straight down this just to make it a little bit easier for the book to lay open and close. And then I am going to do the adhesive pocket again with the Hobonichi Weeks, just because I'm not sure what cover I'm going to be putting these in yet. So I'm going to stick it down to the front page here. I do want to note though, if you're sticking stuff on top of washi paper, which I forgot to say this in my Hobonichi cousin video, but if you're sticking stuff on top of washi paper, it doesn't always stick well because the top of the washi paper is waxy. So just keep in mind that you may have to glue it a little bit harder or something like that just to get it to stay down. I personally just leave my book closed for a few days with something heavy on top of it and I never have any problems, but just keep that in mind if you do plan on doing something very similar. Okay, so for this page here, I have a few stickers again. I have a neutral 2024 from my shop, a couple of Coffee Monsters Co. stickers. I had this clipping from London Gifties, but I don't know if I'm actually going to use it. And then I have a Sticky Club sticker. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use the London Gifties. Okay, I can't commit to any of these except for the 2024, so I'm just going to put the 2024 on top of that for now, and then I may come back in and fill this in. This doesn't have to be this complicated. I'm not going to use this for any like really decorative purposes. I just really, yeah, I need to stop overthinking this one. This one's not going to be super intense. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this pretty blank for now. I know it's kind of boring, sorry, but I don't know what else I really want to do with it. I don't love any of these stickers with this right now. I really love the World is Lucky to Have You one, and considering this is like a social media planner, social media can be very draining. Yeah, I'll come back to those. I'm not super set on any of those. So for this section, I plan on actually leaving it blank. I don't really have any intentions for the calendar year at a glance pages for social media. It doesn't really make sense for me to set anything up here. I may just end up gluing the pages together, but I'm going to leave those blank. For this section of the social media planner, I do plan on using it as like a stats tracker and when I do post on my social medias. So at the top here, I will put down my monthly stats. So basically how many followers, subscribers, and members of my Facebook group. So like I'll probably have like 2 lines per since I have 3 main platforms. And then on the actual calendex or index part of things, I will use my little key here where I will have a Facebook, like when I post on Facebook, I'll get a blue dot. When I post on Instagram, I'll get a green dot. When I post on YouTube, I'll do a pink dot. It just helps me see my consistency in posting, if I'm posting more in some months than other months. Yeah, it's just for my own personal tracking purposes. For the monthly pages, I haven't really decided if I want to use the same stickers from my shop or if I want to use these from the Coffee Monsters Co. These are her 2023 bullet journal stickers. I have mixed feelings because, like, since this is going to be a really plain Jane planner, I don't want to deco it out too much because it's going to be mainly function minimal. I'm probably not going to keep it, so I don't really want to put a lot of effort into it in like decorating and things like that. So I'm thinking I will save these for another planner, and then I may just end up writing the month on the side. I just feel like I'm going to waste a lot of supplies, I guess, setting this one up. So I want to keep it really, really minimal. So I think I'm not even going to put down any monthly stickers or anything with this one. But the way that I plan on using my monthly spreads is, again, social media planning. So when I will post things, I'll write down what it is I'm posting on what days. And that way I can do it months in advance if I need to, since this goes all the way, again, through March of 2025. So the only other thing I really am going to set up in this is the tabs. And then I'll show you guys what I'm going to do for the notes pages. So notes pages is mainly content notes. So when I make YouTube videos, I like to put down what I'm going to put in the description. If I need timestamps for things when I'm editing, I'll write all that down in the notes section of the book. And then the VAC pages. Again, for the My 100 page, I'm thinking of doing YouTube videos here. I have it in my Hobonichi Cousin, which is going to be like my archival book that's going to have memories of everything. But for planning purposes, I may use this to track my YouTube videos. And then for the like interview page, I plan on using this as like monthly challenges. So monthly challenges being like Inktober, if we have a 30 inks 30 days challenge, if we do any kind of like stationery week, whatever. This is mainly like social media stuff, like when there's different themes for each month of what needs to be posted. So I definitely want to use that for this section. And the rest of this, again, is pretty much just useless pages for me in here. And then I'll use this page to write down my actual personal information. This is the little card that came with the Hobonichi. I'm going to go ahead and rip out the bookmarks again because, again, I do not use them. So let me do that really quick. And I do also want to do the same kind of washi tape in the back that I did in the front, just so it looks more uniform. So I'm going to do that before I do tabs, and then we'll do tabs together this time. Okay, so now let's do the tabs. The tabs I'm going to be using are from the Coffee Monsters Co. this time. These are the latte color. I felt like, again, they matched the cover really well because it's kind of like that creamy color. So I'm going to be using the I think the whole bunch, because I do want to note yearly on this page. So I'm going to start with the top here. And these tabs also have the same perforation where they are easier to fold. Again, I'm just going to leave them unfolded over for now while I work on the rest of them. And then once I have them all down and placed where I want them to be placed, I will come back and fold all of them together. Alrighty. Okay, so now that I have, again, them all kind of lined up where I want, I am going to go ahead and fold them all over. All right, and there are all of the tabs. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is put the clear cover on this. Again, I'm not super sure what I'm gonna do for a cover yet that holds 2 Hobonichi Weeks. I have a possible option coming in the mail from Amazon, and then I will see how I feel about it, and if I like it, I'll share it with you guys on my Instagram. Otherwise, I will be ordering something custom, probably from Sojourner or something like that. But now let's get to the flip through of both of these bad boys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the Mega Weeks, just because that's the one I did first. This, again, is that rivet band that I'm just using to hold the Hobonichi closed for now until I get a cover. That snapped a lot faster than I thought, so I apologize if that was too loud. This is the Starry Night clear cover from Hobonichi. What I did on the inside here is I took a piece of cardstock paper from just a scrapbook thing that I got from Michael's for relatively, honestly, really cheap. And I just glued it down. This is the pocket that comes with your Hobonichi Weeks. I plan on using this to put whatever into for work. I went ahead and took a washi tape shop PET tape. I believe this one is called Letters d'Antan or something like that. And I just washi wallpapered the back of this. I then took my 2024 Bookish sticker die cut thingy and put that in the center here. This is a die cut from Sticky Club, and this one is from the Coffee Monsters Co. Then I did my year at a glance page. This I plan on using for my release dates and sale dates, which I will demark with a dot marker on which date. I do like to mark down previous years and also plan for future year release dates, so I am going to be using all 3 sections of this part of the planner. Then for the Calendex index pages, I plan on using this to track my sales and weekly income from my sticker shop, my Dandelion Diaries. So here I will mark down if I make a sale and the, I guess, number of sales. And then up here I'll write down the sales that I get per week with a total for the month on the bottom line. For the monthly section here, I'm again keeping both these books very minimal just because it is mainly for work. I just need it to be function. So I just put down my monthly script stickers over here. I may embellish this a little bit more when I set up the monthly section every month, but for now, I'm just keeping it like this. I do use the monthly section for work events, any kind of package info, whether it's incoming or outgoing, and then business bills and any kind of payments and things like that. I did end up putting all of the monthly stickers down just so that way it saves me some time in the future. And again, this is mainly function over anything else, so it doesn't need to be embellished with anything too crazy. For the weekly section, I do plan on using this like I have already. I don't show my work planner on the internet because it's work. I don't feel comfortable sharing that with you guys. I put like daily tasks and anything I need to get done by day over here. I have a column here typically which is for deadlines. Anything that needs to be done has to be done by this day or this day, so I can literally see it coming. And then I have a master list over here, which is everything that I need to get done for the whole week, that I basically pull chunks of this and put it into a simpler task list by day. I added tabs for all of the weekly section here. These are from my shop. These are the grayscale tabs. I felt like they matched the gray Hobonichi Weeks pretty well. Yeah, I like it. Then for the notes pages here, I didn't really set anything up because I do plan on using them as like a daily log kind of situation. So they would be a daily use thing that I'm not planning on putting any trackers or anything in this planner. And then for the last few notes pages, I do plan on making it an inbox. So I went ahead and tiled this as inbox. And so the way I do this is instead of starting at the front of the notes pages, I start at the back. So in case I run out of pages for, like, I guess the way I could put it is I don't know how many pages my inbox is going to need. So I don't want to limit myself to like 3 pages in the beginning and then end up needing 6 or something like that and have to split it somewhere else. So I started at the back and go the other direction. And that way, whatever I meet in the middle, or I may not even meet at all, my inbox is still all in one place. This washi is from the Washi Tape Shop. It is one of the skinny washis from that 20 washi bundle that I talked about in my cousin video and then also in the beginning part when I was setting this up. For the My 100 page, I plan on using this as 100 different designs that I want to do for my Dandelion Diaries for 2024. And then for the interview with myself, I want to do this as kind of like a monthly theme test because I do want to end up doing monthly related things and have a theme for each month, whether it be kits, stickers, backgrounds, whatever. And then at the back, I just did another piece of that same cardstock. I think it was the scraps, and I put it all together so that way it all is uniform from front to back. And that is it for this one. Again, really minimal. I don't really use these for decoration. They are purely function. I like to add decoration every now and then just to make me happy to look at it, but in the beginning, they start off very plain. For this one, this is my social media. And again, very plain. I didn't do a whole lot. The front covers I washi wallpapered with the Leela Journals White Rose and Butterfly washi, I believe. I did both the front and the back. Again, so it would match. This is again the Hobonichi Pocket. I wanted to put more vinyls here, but I couldn't decide. So I just did the one 2024 from my shop. I may go back in and add more, but honestly, I'll probably just leave it like this because it doesn't need anything. This is just going to be mainly function, and I don't need to put too much else into this book. Then for the calendars, year at a glance pages, I don't plan on using this for social media at all, so I may glue these pages together. I may cover them up. For now, they are just going to stay blank. For the index pages or calendex, I do plan on using this as like a social media tracking. So I have a dot key here. So each dot will be for a different thing. So blue is Facebook, green is Instagram, pink is YouTube. And then I will make a dot on every day that I do something for that media platform. And then at the top section here, I will do a stats by month. So I will dedicate probably 2 lines each. So YouTube will get 2 lines, Instagram will get 2 lines, and Facebook will get 2 lines. And that'll be subscribers, followers, and members accordingly, depending on where I'm at each month. I just like to keep track of my stats that way so I can see my growth or decline or stagnation, anything like that. For the monthlies, again, I left these really plain. I didn't even put stickers down because I'm probably just going to use this as like messy planning for social media. It's really not going to be pretty. But this is where I plan out like where I schedule what YouTube videos I need to do. If I have any collaborations, any kind of affiliate marketing I need to take care of, I plan out all the events in the monthly pages. Again, all of them are plain because I didn't set anything up with those. If I decide to go back in, I'll add maybe like a monthly sticker, but that's about it because I keep my work planners very plain. For the weekly section, again, I'm not going to set anything up until I actually move into the planner. But I do separate this out, again, with like different tasks I need to do for social media. And then again, a little column here for like deadlines. So this would be like when I'm posting the social medias that I used from the monthly pages. So let's say on Sunday, I'm posting a plan with me. Then I need to make sure on this box on this side, I put plan with me. And that way I'm making sure everything is ready and set to go for that plan with me, which is being uploaded, description, timestamps, all that kind of good stuff. And then again, this blank, like after I have like the little column, I'll do a master list of everything I need to get done for social media. I would love to be able to push all of this into one book, which I said at the beginning, but right now there's not really an option out there for me that I'm drawn to that would do that. So 2-book system it is for now. I then took a bunch of tabs from the Coffee Monsters Co. These are the latte color, and I tabbed out all of the weeklies. And then for the notes page here, I basically plan on just using this as like notes for my content. So whenever I do descriptions, if I have any notes about products that I need to include in the descriptions, links for you guys, anything like that, I make notes in the back about it, about which video it is. It's pretty, they're honestly really messy notes. And then for the extra pages in the back, the only real ones I really considered using was in my 100 page to log the different YouTube videos that I post in 2024. I'm also doing this in my Hobonichi cousin though, so I don't know if it's really going to even be necessary to duplicate the information. I may use this as more of like a planning out which videos I want to do, but I do think I want to use this page for YouTube videos. And then for the interview with myself page, mainly I just want to use the 12 boxes to dedicate which months are different challenges on social media. So a lot of times there's things like Inktober, where you post every day in October with a different ink drawing, or there's the 30 inks in 30 days, where you could try out 30 different inks, 30 different days, and document it on your social media. I just wanted to have a space where I can kind of guesstimate what months I want to do those things. And that is pretty much it for my dual system Hobonichi Weeks for work and social media, just so that way I have both of them together. If I can find a system that is all in one book, I will definitely use it. Like I said at the beginning, the bullet journal that I originally had planned to use would work really well for what I want to do, but since I don't really think I'm going to have the time or really energy to set this up every single time I need to use it for work, I'm going to leave this to the side and I'm going to stick with stuff that's already structured and just use it as best I can. When I find a cover that will fit both of these bad boys, I will definitely share it with you guys, just because I had several requests to share the information on what I find out about the dual Hobonichi cover system. And I want to thank everybody who reached out to me giving suggestions. So I'm going to kind of, I guess, list off some of the suggestions that I was given. So number 1 being a Moterm. It can hold a Hobonichi Weeks Standard times 2, so 2 standard weeks together. I've also heard that the Giglio Appunto will hold a Mega and a Standard together, and I've seen photos of that. There is a Amazon TN that will hold 2 Mega Weeks in like a strings format, and that one's only like $7. It's a great deal. And then there was the Angel Shop wallet. So that one also holds 2 Mega Weeks in it together, and I've seen that in video, and it fit really well. So those are just some options that have been thrown my way. I'm still looking for other options out there just because I don't know if I want to do a more wallet type style because I don't really need all the pockets, or more of like a TN or a folio. I definitely would prefer something with strings, I think, so I'm going to try the Amazon option, obviously, because it's only $7, and see if that works best for me. But whatever I end up going with, I will do an unboxing and share with you guys, and we'll see how it works out together. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for making it this far. These setup videos are definitely long, but they're definitely something that I enjoy watching, so I definitely want to share it with you guys. If you are interested in any of the other setups that I will be doing, whether it be ones I have already done or ones I'm planning to do with my common planners, my Hobonichi A6, Magic of Eye, anything like that, I will have a playlist down in the description with all of those setups together. And then I will also try to link it up in the cards if I can. But for now, I'm going to leave the video off here. I know these are really, really simple. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would also love to hear what you're doing in your setups, because I think that's something that's beautiful about this community is how we share ideas and figure out what we want to use different pages for. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.